When you hear the word collapse, your mind probably jumps to images of sudden disaster, a meteor strike, nuclear war, or even a zombie apocalypse. These are the dramatic Hollywood-style events we see in movies and on the news, where everything changes in an instant. But in reality, true collapse almost never happens with a bang. It's rarely explosive or obvious. Instead, it creeps in slowly, quietly, and deceptively, often going unnoticed until it's too late. Collapse seeps in like a leak you ignore. Drip by drip. Until one day you find the floor is flooded and the damage is far worse than you imagined. Societies aren't destroyed overnight. Instead, they're hollowed out over years, sometimes decades, as small problems accumulate and are left unresolved. By the time most people finally notice what's happening, the damage is already deep and often irreversible. The real danger lies in waiting for a dramatic warning sign, a siren, a headline, a sudden shock that never actually comes. Collapse is a process, unfolding step by step, not a single catastrophic event. Think of it like getting lost in the wilderness. It starts with small mistakes, tiny missteps, not one big catastrophe. Each wrong turn adds up until you're truly lost. The crisis builds gradually, compounding over time as problems stack up and solutions are delayed or ignored. Societal collapse works the same way, a series of wrong turns, missed opportunities and ignored warnings, not one big crash. The key to survival is learning to recognize the early signs, to spot the cracks before the roof caves in, and to act before it's too late. This guide will show you how collapse really unfolds, using real-world examples and practical steps you can take to protect yourself and your loved ones. Forget the Hollywood fantasy. Real preparedness starts with understanding reality. Your survival journey starts with knowledge, awareness, and the willingness to see what others might miss. Collapse unfolds in 3 phases: slow erosion, acceleration, and acute crisis. Each phase has its own warning signs, but they're often easy to miss until it's too late. The slow erosion is subtle, life seems normal, but trust, institutions, and the economy quietly weaken. People go about their routines, unaware that the foundations beneath them are slowly crumbling. Debt rises, divisions deepen, and dysfunction becomes routine. Small problems are ignored or explained away, while frustration simmers just below the surface. Then comes acceleration. Cracks appear, inflation rises, unrest grows, and shortages begin. The pace of change quickens, and the sense of unease spreads. People sense something is wrong but can't always name it. Conversations become more anxious and uncertainty starts to shape daily decisions. Finally, the acute crisis hits. Systems break down, money loses value, and daily life becomes a struggle. What once seemed unthinkable becomes the new reality. Services fail, shortages are everywhere, and survival becomes immediate. Communities scramble to adapt, and the old ways of life vanish almost overnight. These phases don't follow a set timeline. Erosion can last decades, acceleration can happen in months, and crisis can erupt in days. The transition is rarely smooth or predictable. Often, a trigger, like a financial crash or disaster, pushes society from slow decline to rapid crisis. Sometimes it's a single event, other times it's a cascade of failures. The pattern is always the same: slow decay, rapid worsening, then undeniable crisis. Recognizing this cycle is the first step to breaking it. Recognizing these phases early is your greatest advantage. Awareness lets you prepare while others are still in denial. Preparation is possible only if you act before the crisis is obvious. The earlier you start, the more options you have. Don't wait for the flood. Read the signs while the leak is still small. Small actions now can prevent disaster later. That's how you stay ahead, by noticing what others ignore and acting before the crisis arrives. Argentina is a classic case of slow erosion. In the 1980s and 90s, Buenos Aires looked prosperous, but beneath the surface, the country was rotting. Decades of political instability, bad economic policies, and mounting debt quietly undermined the nation. People adapted, converting pesos to dollars, joking about corruption, and accepting inflation as normal. Dysfunction became routine, and warning signs were ignored. This normalization of crisis is dangerous. It lulls people into complacency. The cracks in Argentina's economy and politics grew for years, mostly unnoticed. By the time disaster struck, the damage was already done. Argentina shows that collapse can look invisible until it's too late. The most dangerous phase is the one you barely see. Don't mistake normalcy for stability. Greece's crisis shows how quickly acceleration can hit. After years of debt-fueled prosperity, the 2009 financial crisis exposed the country's true weakness. Suddenly, deficits ballooned, and trust evaporated. International lenders demanded harsh austerity. Wages and pensions slashed, spending cut, and the economy spiraled. Unemployment soared, businesses closed, and the middle class was gutted. Banks limited withdrawals, and people lined up for cash. Protests and riots erupted as the social contract broke down. Old political parties collapsed, and radical new ones rose. The sense of normalcy vanished almost overnight. Greece's experience proves that once a tipping point is reached, decline accelerates fast. Financial instability quickly becomes social and political chaos. The lesson: acceleration is brutal, and it can happen with shocking speed. Don't assume you'll have time to react. Venezuela is the textbook example of acute crisis. Decades of mismanagement and over-reliance on oil set the stage. When oil prices crashed, the economy collapsed. Hyperinflation made the currency worthless. People weighed cash instead of counting it. Food, water, and medicine vanished from shelves. Blackouts and infrastructure failures became routine. The government couldn't provide basic services. Hospitals ran out of supplies. Crime soared, and gangs took over neighborhoods. Survival meant bartering, relying on black markets, and depending on family abroad. Formal systems failed. Only community and improvisation kept people going. Venezuela's ordeal shows that the final stage of collapse is a daily struggle for basics. The structures we depend on are more fragile than we think. How do you spot slow erosion before it accelerates? Watch for a loss of trust in institutions, government, banks, media, justice. When cynicism is the norm, the social glue is dissolving. Monitor your wallet. Rising prices, currency weakness, and a steady increase in living costs are red flags. Pay attention to deepening political divisions and rising protests. When civil disagreement turns to hostility, polarization is taking hold. Watch for decaying infrastructure, unfixed potholes, frequent outages, slow emergency response. These aren't minor annoyances, they're symptoms of a system under stress. When the world around you looks neglected, the invisible systems are likely decaying too. The signs are there, if you're willing to see them. Don't ignore the warning lights. Preparation isn't about bunkers and doomsday stockpiles. It's about small, sensible steps to build resilience. Start with a cash reserve. ATMs and cards can fail in a crisis. Build a deep pantry by gradually buying extra non-perishable foods your family eats. Aim for a few weeks' supply, then a month, then more. Have a way to purify water, filters or tablets. Keep extra prescription meds and a robust first aid kit. Include trauma supplies and common over-the-counter remedies. Prepare for power outages. Flashlights, batteries, candles, and a small solar charger. A camp stove and fuel let you cook when utilities fail. You don't need a generator, just cover the basics: light, food, water, communication. These simple preps create a safety net when systems fail. Start now, before you need them. The most valuable asset in a crisis isn't gear, it's people. Lone wolves rarely survive long-term collapse. Community is your ultimate survival multiplier. Build connections now. Don't wait for disaster to knock on your neighbor's door. Get to know those around you, offer help, and organize small gatherings. These acts build trust and turn neighbors into allies. Every community has hidden skills: nurses, mechanics, gardeners. In a crisis, these skills are worth more than gold. Trade, share, and support each other. Social capital is as important as food or cash. Invest in relationships today. They'll be your lifeline tomorrow. Collapse tests our humanity. Community is how we endure. A strong network can outlast any crisis. Collapse is a process, and so is survival. It doesn't happen all at once but unfolds over time, often quietly at first. The choices you make today shape your tomorrow, even if the world around you seems unchanged. It's not about heroics and chaos, but steady, quiet preparation. True resilience is built in the calm before the storm, in the routines and habits you create long before a crisis arrives. The best time to prepare is when it feels unnecessary, when shelves are full, and life feels normal. That's when your efforts matter most, even if they go unnoticed by others. Argentina, Greece, and Venezuela show that survival is possible, but preparation makes all the difference. Ordinary people in extraordinary times found strength in what they'd set aside. Those with savings, supplies, and strong relationships had options. They could adapt, help others, and weather the storm with dignity. Preparation buys you freedom when others panic. It lets you move with purpose, not fear, and gives you space to make better decisions. Don't let this knowledge make you fearful. Let it empower you. Knowing what to expect is the first step to taking control of your future. Understanding collapse gives you a roadmap and off-ramps. It helps you spot warning signs early and adjust your course before trouble arrives. Take small, consistent steps to build resilience. Every habit, every bit of knowledge, and every skill you practice adds up over time. Every can of food, every dollar saved, every friendship is a vote for your future. These small acts are investments in your security and peace of mind. Survival is about respecting the forces at play and preparing for storms. It's about being ready, not just for yourself but for those you care about. After every crisis, recovery comes. Communities rebuild and new opportunities emerge from the challenges faced. Prepare, not just to survive, but to help rebuild. Your actions today can inspire and support others tomorrow. Start today. Quietly, consistently, and with confidence. You've got this. And every step you take now is a step toward a stronger, more resilient future.